Hi Virgo, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So first things first, this week, right, we have on the 21st we have a solar eclipse in the sign of Cancer, which is pretty awesome. Now for you, this is happy, especially if you're an ascendant Virgo, right? So I'm doing these mostly for the ascendant because it's going to be the stronger energy, because we're going to look at where this is for your true, for the true house, right? This is happening in your 11th house, the house of benefactors, the house of gains. It's also the house of the gains that you get from your, from your profession. So your 10th house would be your profession or your career, right? And the house that comes after is the second house past your career. So therefore it's the gains, right? The money, the goods that you get from your career. Now, this is really exciting for you guys because it means that there could be some sort of benefactor that comes forward to help you, because this is the house of goals. Yeah, I guess your higher goals and aspirations, but it's also the house where you see groups, right, and the people that you're attached to, friends, all of that. But also it's the larger systems, I guess, that we're not that we're governed by, because that's a different sign in a different house. But it's kind of like the larger groups and associations that we are a part of, and the people that can help you, right? The institutions, or the not institutions, the almost like the people in the institutions that can assist you or help you in some way, shape or form. Now, what's really exciting about this is it's a solar eclipse. So this is a new beginning, a fresh start in some way, shape or form. It's kind of like a reset button or a reboot, but it tends to bring something in rather than complete or end something. Now, because it is an eclipse, remember they unpack over like 3 to 6 months. It's not an event, it's an experience. It's a successive not culminative, what's the word that I'm looking for? Yeah, successive. It's like a successive experience where it will just build and build and build, and then you'll be like, okay, this is what brought, this is what the eclipse brought in for me, right? A solar eclipse is bringing you something in. It's an initiation point, a starting point. Now, what's really even more exciting about this for me, for you, is that you've got the Magician card, right? So first of all, this rules the planet Mercury, which is your ruling planet, which is really exciting because it means that you are communicating in ways that are going to get you noticed this week, right? This sees you really being very powerful in the way that you come across. It sees you being very powerful in your vocalization of things. It sees you really being able to express all of the best and brightest of who you are, and it sees you really coming across as somebody that is extremely learned in your field. It puts you out there on the wider world stage and it makes you really very visible. But what's even more exciting than that is you've got this solar eclipse, right, that's taking place in your house of benefactors. The Magician can sometimes be, like the boss, the CEO, somebody of that nature. And I really feel like this week, somebody's going to approach you, or you're certainly coming up on somebody else's radar where they're saying, yeah, you know what, that's the person that I want to work with. That's the person I want to collaborate, or that's the person that I want to do A, B and C for me, which is really exciting. For your actions and options, you have the 5 of Cups. So this is the caveat, right? There always is one, right? The 5 of Cups is not necessarily an easy card. What it's basically saying to you is this week you are going to suffer some sort of a loss. Now, without seeing the rest of the cards, I can't for sure say it doesn't feel like a death to me. So don't panic for those of you that are watching this. The caveat is this person is going to come in and they probably say to you, you know what, I really want to work with you. I want to do this with you. I want to do that with you. Or I'd like to invest in your company or your business or whatever. The caveat is the 5 of Cups. You're going to have to give something up in order to make room for this opportunity. There's something that you're going to have to let go of. And it does feel for me like it's a time constraint kind of thing. It might be that you have to say, look, you know what, I'm not going to be able to do this anymore because I've got this bigger opportunity coming up. Nothing wrong with that, right? Just be honest with yourself about it. What can you give? How much are you prepared to give to the idea, to the project, to whatever it is that somebody's asking you to do? I'll give you an example. Say, I don't know, you're an interior designer and a celebrity comes to you and says, look, I've seen your work, I absolutely love what you do, I want you to decorate my house. I'll pay you an XYZ shit ton of money, but the caveat is, you know what, I'm going to need you for the next month. And at the moment, you've currently got 4 other projects on that you're working on slowly but surely. Do you see what I mean? Something has to give in order for you to take that opportunity. Now, if it were me, I'd just be like, I'd go to my other clients and say, look, you know what, I've got a chance to work for a celebrity. I'm going to finish all of your projects. I have no problems with that. I'm just going to have to put them on hold and extend them. You don't ask, you don't get. Just my 2 pence. Right? Your communications and conversations, you have the King of Swords. Whoever this person is that's coming in, very likely to be a Gemini. It's definitely possible. King of Swords, an air sign person, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Magician card there, ruling planet of the air sign Gemini. So very likely to be a Gemini person who is coming in very strongly. This is someone that's extremely smart, very intelligent, very hardworking, very no nonsense, no bullshit. They come through the guise of the 5 of Cups though, right? So working with this person is very likely going to cost you some other project, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I think you're just going to have to really look at what you can do in the time that you have, so that you don't run yourself ragged, right? Now for your communications and conversations, this is really seeing you looking at your career. It could see you looking at a big contract of some sort. Remember, the King of Swords is also, it's not just your career or your intelligence, it's also sometimes a legal document or legal paperwork that has to be looked at, has to be signed. So nice, interesting. For the money and materials, you've got the King of Wands, right? So this is a fire sign person, very likely to be an Aries or an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. Whoever this person is, they've got your money, right? So it looks like you've got kind of differing, diverging paths here, which is not a bad thing at all, right? It's always great to have options. Now, for your money and materials, your money specifically, your King of Wands is it's asking you to be really transparent with what you have, with what your budget is. Now, this is because it's with the 5 of Cups there as well. It looks like for some of you, it looks like there might be somewhere that you're trying to save money. It's going to be up to you whether you divulge, everyone likes a bargain, right? But it looks like this week you might have to rethink the budget. Just be, more open about what is possible and what isn't. When it comes to health, I'm not seeing any issues here, actually. I think the problem is that you might have too much energy, and that might sort of, like when a fire burns itself out because it burns too hot, too bright, too quickly. So that's one thing to consider. Now, whenever you get 2 kings together, 2 kings is about minor counsel. So it does look like this week you are either getting a second opinion, maybe you're going over a contract with somebody. With all the stuff that's going on at the moment, you probably wouldn't want to sign a contract, but if you're pushed to it, it does look like you're speaking to a professional this week. So not necessarily a bad thing. When it comes to the home, I'm not seeing any issues here. I mean, you've got the King of Wands underneath the 5 of Cups. So again, it does look like whatever it is that you're about to do, it might see you either being pulled away from the home, or the other thing that you might find is that you're at home but you're not able to enjoy home because you've got so much other stuff going on. For your love and relations, you've got the Queen of Cups. There's a lot of people here, right? So this could be a week where you are literally like you're talking to them, you've got the phone on your ear, you're texting while you're emailing. Like there could just be a lot going on with a lot of different people. You're being pulled in lots of different directions. Not necessarily a bad thing. Again, could be very exciting, but it does look like a very, very busy week for you guys. For those of you that are single, this is about you aligning with somebody that really brings out the best traits in you. They will give you the challenge for sure. It looks like whoever this person is, they know how to press your buttons, but not in a way that, you know, like sometimes you get people in relationships that push your buttons in like a toxic way. Whoever this person is, for those of you that are single that's coming in, this is somebody that pushes your buttons, but like it's almost like they know how to get the best out of you. You know, they know which way to kind of prod and poke you to get your best for you, which is actually really nice. For those of you that are partnered, this looks great. It looks like you guys are really working on something very hard together. The only thing that I find a challenge here is you've got the 5 of Cups, and because this is the Queen of Cups, again, it looks like collectively you and your partner are having to release something in order to go to the next level. So there's some sort of opportunity that comes up for you as a couple maybe, or maybe the opportunity that comes in for you specifically, Virgo, means that the time that you guys have together is not cut, well, yeah, maybe cut short, or, you know, maybe you don't have as much time for each other now, but it's setting you up for much closer, much bigger rewards in the future. So, you know, give a little bit now so that you can have a whole lot later, is the message here. But I'm not seeing anything too detrimental, even with the 5 of Cups. That really does, for me, it just feels like there's something that you're going to have to give on in order to go to the next level, or to get to that next stage. All right, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.